Welcome to Q Studios. We're in beautiful Brickell, Florida. And let me tell you something, man. This is the place to be if you want to be an influencer.
Always.
And I'm saying that because none of you guys ever will be influencers. So you can live vicariously through us. As always, my tag team partner, Fresh.
What's going on, fellas?
One of the most connected men in Miami.
Thank you, brother.
You know, bro, I was recently in San Francisco, and as good as your game is here, it wouldn't work there, bro.
It's funny. I used to work in tech, bro, and I can agree because my point of view, my networking is not like that.
So I would call you a regional power. You got some pull with L.A., you got some pull with Vegas, but not San Francisco. But then again, that's a good thing, bro.
That's a good thing.
Dom,
Yeah.
Dom, you're the biggest star here, bro.
Not at all, man.
Stop the games, man. This man goes to the White House. He has entourages follow him all over the place, man.
No.
You're the man.
No, I'll try to be, man.
You know, it's funny about Dom, right?
Yo, even when you try to hype a 4 up, man, they're always going to be like that, man. You can't hype these 4s up. I'm trying to, give a little bit out there, put him out. He doesn't want to do it.
He's being humble.
That is the mindset of a 4 life path. He's good with the spotlight because he's born on the 23rd. Like so many other influencers are born on the 23rd. But that 4 is going to keep him reserved.
Well, I will say for Dom, especially being a 4, with you, Dom, your audience loves you, bro. The comments all love Dom. It's like, yo, what creator has positive comments nonstop? So shout out to you, bro, for that.
Not 2 weeks ago.
Not 2 weeks.
Well, yeah. When I did the Israel comments,
Not 2 weeks ago.
Man.
As a matter of fact, the only person more hated than Dom 2 weeks ago was Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh yeah, actually,
yeah,
bro.
man, it's crazy.
How'd
He's
you
down
handle
bad
that,
right
Dom?
now.
How'd you handle that experience?
What, the backlash?
Yeah.
Well, it was just my second go round. I had a whole lot more in 2023 when I dropped the tunnels, so I was able to experience that. I mean, I lost money. I got demonetized, etc. So just people having a certain type of opinion, that just validates that I'm important enough for people to care.
Also, it goes away after like a day or two.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
if it's X backlashes,
nothing.
it barely exists.
I remember when we started this podcast, first you got into trouble. It was you and Sneeko. Blah,
Oh, yeah.
blah. Oh,
That was
everyone
great.
talking about it.
That was great.
Then I did a podcast with some mentally ill former con man called Stu Peters.
Oh.
And then I got a lot of backlash. And then everyone forgot about you.
Yeah.
And they were looking at me. and then when I thought that couldn't be beat, here comes Tom
Yeah, this
talking
is
about
crazy, man.
he wants to go to Israel.
I was like, yo,
Bro, you pissed a lot of people off.
And then Trump turns on him right after that. It's like, damn, you couldn't
Just
wait like a
as
month.
I said
Yo.
he would.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't go over there, nigga. I was like, if this could save the podcast, nigga, I'm gonna do it. But nah, we got to go, bro. Now we got to go. Let's go. But yeah, that was funny. But today's topic to start off with: is Cassie a freak or is she a victim? Because honestly speaking, bro, Cassie, like I said before, I called it months ago. I said she wanted to do it herself. She was involved with this freak offs because she wanted to be the woman getting dogged up by these escorts and these men because she likes it, straight up. So it came out in court today that actually she won as well. What do you think about that, though?
I think she's born on the 26th, and 2 and 6 is 8. And I said, like I said many times, any woman born on the 8th, 17, 26, gonna be a freaking gold digger. They're about that freaking
Damn.
bag. Cassie is not only born on the 26th, she is also born in the 8th month. So we have someone who was willing to put up with that garbage because they wanted that lifestyle, and then all of a sudden they didn't want it. Well, maybe because she married the simp.
Yeah.
You know,
Simp du jour.
Man, that's the
maybe
word-
because
oh,
she
man.
married
Okay.
the simp, and now she wants to be that born again virgin.
Yeah.
You know
the
how
biggest
those, you know
loser,
how
bro.
those Christians are, man.
So, like, Gary, I know you don't like Adam 22, but he's worse than Adam 22. Because taking her after what Diddy did, bro.
But he didn't know. He didn't-
No, he knew.
Hold on. You think he knew everything, bro?
Not everything, but still. You hear? Nigga, you knew.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There's
He
there's
knew what he
no
bought.
way.
He knew what he bought, bro.
No, well, let me say
Come
something, bro.
on.
Let me say something, bro. There's no chance. She's a good-looking girl, but there's no chance.
She aight.
There's no. You hit. Stop it. Stop it. Thirsty ass. There's no chance when it comes down to it that something like that didn't happen. There's no chance.
Okay.
Absolutely none. I don't believe it, man. I just don't believe it whatsoever.
Don, what do you think, bro?
I just want to think about the husband, and mainly women. If you're looking at the posts of women, they're saying like, "Oh, the husband is so strong. I need to find a man like this." I'm telling you, you got to see the people that are simple for him. They're saying that he's strong, that he could be with the woman through her darkest times. It's like, yeah, that is what a real man is supposed to do. But bro, you're not reading these texts.
Darkest
the things
times,
that she was
nigga?
doing. She was doing this while dating Cuddy, so it already shows that she's infamous. She's not to be trusted.
Yo, can I
She was
ask you
willing.
something? How come the light skinned girl gets ran through by the brothers, and then she gets wifed up by the white dude, man?
Yeah, she done dirty, man. You don't deserve that.
Hold
bro.
on, what the hell, man?
Hold
She
on.
don't deserve it.
I speak for whites here when I say this. What? When you hold on, let me finish. All my white people out there, my white brothers, he did y'all wrong, bro. Imagine, at the highest degree, if a white guy sees a white girl or a nice looking girl, but about a black guy, he's instantly like repulsed by her. So you know what? You're tainted still over there. Actually, they call her a mud shark. However, in this case, Diddy's the ultimate black guy. So if he took her after that, he let white people down, bro. And it sucks because she a freak, bro. Like
Yeah.
at what level do you say, you know what? I'm gonna wife up this ran through OnlyFans woman that has been seen by a bunch of escorts, male escorts, and gets peed in her mouth. Like what?
Yeah, man.
Got peed in her mouth?
You what?
Bro, you
don't
hold
know
on.
that?
Hold on, you didn't.
Yo,
I'll be-
So for white people, that was an L.
that,
Just keeping it real.
you know, one person's treasure is another person's fucking trash.
Piss.
You know, I guess so, man.
Yo,
That's disgusting.
I just wish that we could see, not see, but like see her husband's reaction to that being let out. Because, bro, that's like bullets to the
That's what
face,
I'm
bro.
trying to tell you. There's no chance
So-
he knew all of this. He might have thought, yo, maybe, you know, her body count is, you know,
You don't
higher
think
than
she
a
possibly told
72 mile, you know, Mazda. But like, there's no way he knew all of this stuff and still wiped her up, bro. I refuse to believe a man would know every detail and wipe someone up. No one can be that thirsty.
Nobody.
You'd be surprised, bro. Wait, hold on. You know how bad it is? You got men lining up to smash Lily Phillips, 100 men.
Yeah.
Bro, niggas are thirsty, bro.
Not wipe her up. Not wipe her up, bro.
Someone would.
I mean, if you would hit
Someone
nigga,
would.
you can wipe it up
Someone
too.
would. though.
Listen,
There's
when
plenty
you
that would, I think.
drunk, I understand you can hit and do some stupid shit. I get it, okay? By the way, alcohol is haram.
It is true.
Alcohol is haram. Do not drink. But like, there's no way you wipe up that girl.
Look, the chat is saying
She's for the streets.
He's 10 times worse than
Who
Adam
cares
22.
what the chat says? They're all
I care
broke.
what they say.
They're all broke.
They're my people, bro.
They're all broke.
Listen, I love the chat. Also, guys, like the video on the way in. But I think Cassie is not a victim. I think she was a part of this whole scheme, and she found out, you know what? I want a new man. He doesn't want anything to do with my past. I can make a bag off of it and take care of her family forever. And she made like what, over 20 million?
Yeah.
So her saying that Diddy was the actual perpetrator made her a victim. But now we're seeing in real time that she was actually the one enjoying it and doing it all the time when she wanted it. So, I mean, plain as day, playing victim with her, not possible now because we know the truth. So,
Well, you know, it's always these women born in 86 that seem to be running around doing some crazy shit. Those damn tigers, bro.
Tigers.
Amber Heard, remember her?
Oh, yeah.
Remember Amber Heard beating on Johnny Depp?
Amber Turd.
1986 Tiger. Now we have the tiger woman who was accusing the tiger in Romania, another tiger. And now we have this one, man. These tigers are fucking crazy. And I keep telling you guys, man, yeah, tigers do look good. They do look good. But do you really want to deal with that crazy shit, bro?
Sometimes.
Like a tiger will be in love with you one day and wake up and she don't love you no more.
Yeah.
And that's how those fucking bitches are. You really want to have issues with that?
No. I would argue that, like, with especially tiger women as well, they're in it for the long run for the bag. So Cassie did just that.
Yeah.
She waited.
Yep.
Didn't like it anymore. Said, okay, I'm done with this. And then turned on Diddy. Because think about this. If you got a woman, right, that's in for the bag, and she's thrown out, what's she going to do next? She has no talent, no help in the industry because obviously Diddy's the higher power here. So it's like, what does she do? And the best solution is, instead of marrying Diddy and taking half his money, suing him. That's the new matter for women, bro. Nowadays, instead of marrying men and divorce, getting half the money in divorce, they sue you with a lawsuit or allegation and get money that way. That's the new matter, bro. So it's just scary, man.
You know how most women got rich, right?
Divorce.
Divorcing men.
So-
Yep.
100%.
Something else that you see, a lot of people are taking advantage of him being in court. And I'm not saying he's not, he's a bad person, of course.
Yeah.
But people are taking advantage of this. And I see this happen with every celebrity. Multiple things that you're seeing about Diddy on the news is actually just lawsuits. People placing lawsuits because he can't defend himself. Did anyone see the Tootsie Roll post today?
Okay. I mean, I did see it yesterday.
Like, bro, why would they present that now? They could have done that while the man was out, bro. Did you see it?
Can we bring it on screen?
Let's see it, man.
What he's saying is that, like, they described his wee-wee as a Tootsie Roll and that he graped her with a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, it's like, and bro, the details, she was like, yeah, I knew I wasn't worried because I saw the size. It's like, bro, this,
So let me get this
you
straight.
release this now.
Let me get this straight. The man apparently graped you, which is, and he had a small peewee. And you couldn't escape? like, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, I ain't buying this shit, man. Come on, man. Show me the proof. Pause. I'm just kidding. Don't show me anything. You got it?
No Diddy.
But either way, man, I think that she was not a victim, and rightfully so. She was exposed.
20 million? Hell no, she was no
Exactly,
victim.
bro. But hold on. If she gets caught to not be a victim, does she get to get the money back or no?
Women aren't accountable, remember, bro?
Yeah, you're right.
Women ain't accountable.
Yeah, you're right.
So women can lie, say this and that. There's no accountability. If you're a man, you're definitely getting locked up.
Look at Shannon Sharp. Prime example. So here we have...
It was the Tootsie Roll, but we ain't send the Tootsie Roll one up because it was.
I'll find it.
But I just want to say this about P. Diddy. Even if he's not at fault with Cassie, this motherfucker belongs in prison. Justin Bieber, Usher, we know what this guy was doing. All right, let's not play games here, man. He was doing something, man. So again, even if he didn't, commit any break any laws with Cassie, we know what he did with those little boys.
But that's my question. Why are they using Cassie if they have so much
Probably
more?
so he can get off.
Because there should be more data. They should have much more than just the video with Cassie.
Well,
including the hotel. He's not even charged.
You know
for
what's
it.
kind of crazy though? His security knew about this happening. People around them knew what's happening, and they didn't say anything for years. So now that it's a lawsuit and people are getting involved, people get some money. Now they're talking. So see how money works. If you're broke,
Yeah, but you knew about this a couple years ago. You didn't need this. I knew about this. He knew about this, man. Yeah. They probably knew about this. Everyone knew about this, man. Yeah. The difference is now he's expendable. He messed up with somebody who he couldn't. He fucked with someone he couldn't fuck with.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to the elite, you got certain levels. You got the Rothschilds, you got the Rockefellers, and you got some people down here. So P. Diddy was over here, and he's used to bullying all the people beneath him. Yep. Well, he probably did something to piss someone off above him, and now he's locked up.
Well, apparently it's a liquor deal.
Yeah.
Apparently he messed that up, and then they said, get this nigga out of here. But here we have it here, the Tootsie Roll. You got it
does it have the details that it put?
Let's see.
I don't think it does. It was a while.
What did Grok say?
It's tough on.
He said guilty.
What did Grok say is crazy?
Oh shit.
They said guilty.
Let's see.
But either way, yeah, you're right, Gary. The shit he did, bro, he was power tripping, and I mean, it does deserve some kind of some jail time.
You pissed off the wrong people. It is what it is.
Yeah, it was. I think I'm reading right here.
But I'll tell you this, that caption is crazy, bro. The caption is saying Tootsie Roll, like his wee is crazy, bro.
And if anyone wants a live numerology reading or astrology, it's 98 or above in the chat.
Yep.
90, and again, it's always going to be that 8.
All right, what's the next one?
Okay.
Yeah, we could do Cassie.
All right. Cassie revealed during her cross-examination on day 4 of Diddy's trial that she was having freak-offs with Diddy while in a relationship with Kid Cudi.
Not Kid Cudi.
So hold on. Let me get this straight. Hold on. Let me get this straight.
That was on point.
Let me get this straight. So she's a victim and is still doing freak-offs, but she's not with
Check it
Diddy only, but with somebody else. I'd argue that's her wanting to do it long term.
Bro, yeah.
Unless say she was a victim, go to the police. Oh, wait a minute. You liked it. That's why you stayed, bitch. There you go.
Why? It ain't even worse than that. Why would she stay after the nigga lost his car? Ooh. He blew up the car and you still ain't leave Diddy. Like, bro, Cudi lost so much.
Now,
how could she have no compassion?
Before I go on my rant about Kid Cudi, Bills, can you please check if Kid Cudi is born 1983, the year of the pig? Well, can you please check that real quick?
Well, he is gay, so I mean.
What you got against Cudi?
He's born 1983, the year of the pig.
Oh, that's your ops.
He's 84. What?
January 30th. So he's in.
Can you look it up and see which one that is?
I think that's a pig because it's January 30th.
What?
Yeah, also, guys in the chat, thank you for watching, man. Like the video if you don't mind. And support all the channels here, Dom, Gary, and myself on YouTube. But now, again, this is telling me that she loved the actual act itself, even after the fact of her dating other people.
Yeah.
So, again, she ain't that victim, bro. She's full aware of what she's doing, and she liked it. Pause.
Gary, you're right.
No, he is a pig.
Oh,
all right, that's what I thought.
Dang,
that's what
crazy.
I thought. All right, man. You know, Clippers, get ready. I'm about to lay it down. I want to make this clear, man. A lot of times I get accused of being a heartless, misogynist pig.
Yeah.
Fine.
Really?
You know, I can't believe they say stuff like this about me. But I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to help all you single mothers, a.k.a. whores out there. I'm going to help you guys out right now. You need some help with numerology and astrology as well. So look, I'm going to help you out by telling you exactly who to target. So if you're a single mother out there, you got to know what sign to look for too. You know, this is part of the game. This is what you use this knowledge for. So there's one sign out there who's notorious for taking care of other people's kids. You know, you look at a guy like Andrew Wilson, who's born in the year of the pig, and he's taking care of another man's kids. You look at a guy like Wes Watson, who's born 1983, year of the pig. He is taking care of other people's kids. Elon Musk is a swine. We know what he's doing. He's taking care of a lot of kids. So here's the thing, ladies. If you're a single mother or you're a whore who can't keep your legs closed and you want a man to take care of your kids, pigs will do that. So people who are born in 1983, 1971, I know they're old, but it is what it is. People born in 1995, you taking notes? 2007. But you know what else? These guys don't even care if you're a whore. The pigs don't care. You want an example?
Yeah. Who?
Logan Paul. Logan Paul is born 1995, Year of the Pig, and we know his girl is more ran through than the 1967 Chevy. So at the end of the day, ladies, I'm looking out. Whores, I'm looking out for you. Okay? I'm telling you exactly what to look for. So look for men who are born in pig years, and they will take care of another man's kid. And the more you know.
That's scary. That's scary, bro.
Cuddy was a pig.
Of course.
Damn.
Wasn't he like gay?
They don't care, bro.
Huh?
They don't care if the
might
girls
be,
are ran
that might
through.
be what turned Cuddy out, because Cuddy wasn't zesty, bro. Cuddy wasn't zesty, though. Cuddy wasn't zesty. I was a big Cuddy fan. He got zesty, I think, around after that date.
You think so?
It could have been, because that demasculated the hell out of that man.
Well, okay. Let's talk.
He said my car. He said, what car? Come on, bro.
Let's cover this, though. What turns you gay? Why are you gay? No, because
probably because you don't have a father in your house.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Okay, what's true? But okay, Cuddy, right? He did Day and Night, right? Amazing song. But when did he start turning his music into like a more gay vibe? Because
I'd say maybe 2017-ish, maybe. I don't know.
Really?
But what would have made him gay though? Like if you're straight, or were you
Did he
always
puff?
when though? When? Cause did he hate him for dating
Well,
Cassie?
Yes, he did. But the thing is, they showed the text. I'm saying, bro, he pretty much
Did he try to kill him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he emasculated the hell out the man. The man said, so what are we going to do about my car? He responded, said, what car?
Hurrah!
Like, bro, he did that like in a group chat with Cassie. Like, that's embarrassing, bro.
Wow, what car?
Like, bro, this thing blew up this man's car, and I know it probably wasn't cheap, bro. And he blew up his car.
Cuddy a fly nigga.
Like, that's going to do something to a man's pride. I ain't going to lie. I ain't never have an experience like that.
Let's be honest here, bro. If my car blows up, I'm
You
not
ain't
turning
gonna
gay.
turn gay.
I'm not
Yeah.
turning gay, nigga. That's the bad excuse, nigga. Like, bro,
Hurrah!
you could blow up my house, nigga. I'm still straight. I need me some pussy, bro. Ain't no way a car blown up is gonna turn me gay, bro. Why are you gay? That's what I want to know, bro. But again,
Some people say the microplastics are turning people gay.
the water.
The fluoride is more for dumbing down the population. Hitler used to put that stuff in the water supply to dumb the population down. And the Americans, kind of after Project Paperclip, where we brought all the Nazis over here, they started putting that in the American water supply.
Wow.
People wonder why people are so dumb now. You have fluoride in the water supply. You have women who are not breastfeeding anymore. When you breastfeed, that baby's IQ is about 8 to 10 points higher by an average. So you put the water in there and you take away the breast milk, you're talking about people who used to have a 120 IQ, and now they're about 100. So obviously the government's going to do whatever they want. They're going to be able to steal. They're going to be able to do run shop because the people are too stupid to understand what the fuck they're doing. This never would have happened back in the day.
Also, you add in drugs, people being lazy, not wanting to work. Even, for example, just having, like, technology around you, like, it's too easy for access. You kind of get lazy. So, I mean, the culture's kind of not where it should be.
You want to talk about culture? I'm considering doing something very drastic. No, I'm being dead serious. Like, no jokes, all jokes aside, I'm considering doing something very drastic. And we all know that AI is going to replace everything.
Yeah.
We know that everyone's job's on the line real soon.
Yeah.
So, the stuff they're actually teaching in schools nowadays,
Irrelevant.
especially, in elementary school, is going to be completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. So, is there even a point for my kid to keep going to school?
No. Actually,
So I'm thinking about making my kid a streamer. And he's like, I'm thinking about taking him out. I'm being dead serious.
Oh, right
I'm
now.
thinking about taking my kid out of school and making him a streamer, because the only thing that's going to be viable in 3, 4, 5 years is a personal brand.
Personal brand, yeah.
There's nothing else that's going to be viable. Why am I going to let my kid be indoctrinated or be giving skills that are going to be absolutely useless because of AI? So I'm really considering taking my kid out of school.
That's actually not a bad idea.
But if AI don't take over, he be cooked.
I see no chance and no scenario
hold
where
on.
AI doesn't take
He would
over.
be further ahead than most people anyway. Making money, having a personal brand. So even if it didn't take off, he's still ahead of people
Yeah,
for that
still
long.
born rich. So
Yeah. So
shit fix everything.
Well, I mean, listen, Dad had to struggle, so it is what it is.
But we talked about this yesterday on the podcast. We talked about AI, ChatGPT versus women and dating. And it's funny because nowadays, instead of going to a man or a man of authority, like a father or a big brother in family unit, they go to ChatGPT.
That's scary.
How do I do X, Y, Z? What should I wear? It's like almost like their best friend that they relate to other than a man. And the problem with that is now, think about this: women are more independent than ever before. They have a lot of going on for themselves. They're in school. They dominate college. And now what's happening is they don't need a man other than for dick. They got the money.
Yeah.
They got the knowledge from ChatGPT. What do they need a man for? Some dick?
Someone's got to protect them.
It seems like they're starting to replace everything, though. ChatGPT is starting to replace like Google searches, even journalists.
Gemini, what's the other one? Perplexity. They're all there, bro, and they're all working together at some point.
I think
Promise.
instead of like media having like a conglomerate control, I think it's actually going to be ChatGPT. There's going to be people speaking out against it. They'll be like, well, ChatGPT said it's false. And it's going to actually take people actual discussions to convince someone why the AI is wrong. I think we're heading to a reality where
ChatGPT tells you 2 + 2 is 5.
I think
sooner or
people
later
are
it's
going
going
to die
to
by
convince
it.
you of this. Huh?
Yeah, I do believe that's where we're headed.
Okay.
That people will die by whatever it says.
Nah, bro. Listen, I told people a long time ago, AI will be the downfall of capitalism, will be the downfall of the fucking nuclear family, and it's going to fucking lead to a 2-tier society where you have nothing but plebs, then you have a whole bunch of rich people behind gated communities. That's the only end result of AI.
Also, it's money too. If I can save money as a company by not hiring people getting AI components, then why not? They don't care about us as consumers. They just care
You
about
know
making
what?
money.
I'm gonna explain this in a way that like people can actually understand this. Do you know what AI is? It's slavery.
Also,
Ooh,
I'll tell you
Gary.
exactly how it's slavery, because in the 1860s, 1850s, most of the white people, 95% of the white people in the South, they were actually fucking broke. They had no fucking money. Why? Yeah. Why would someone hire them when they can pay slave labor? You understand? So because there is no jobs, there's no middle class, and the economy can't flourish. So that's why they got rid of slavery. That's why 400,000 white men died, not because they grew a conscience overnight. They didn't give a fuck. The reason they did it is because they needed capitalism to basically take out the slavery so you could have a middle class. So there's a reason to pay people. So this is what the AI is doing. We're going back to slavery.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, there's going to be slave labor, and no one is going to fucking need to pay you, me, or anyone else. This is the end result of AI. So it's going back to a system where you have slave labor, and then you have the rich, and then you have a majority poor. This is what AI is going to lead to. And they're going to tell you all this bullshit about, a basic income. This is going to be so good. You get $1,000 so you can live on fucking scraps.
Scraps, yeah.
So you live on fucking scraps while these people at the very top fucking do whatever they want. So that's why I'm telling people, you have fucking 3, 4, 5 years fucking max,
5 years max
to get that fucking bag. Because if you don't, game fucking over. You will be a pleb for the rest of your fucking life. And maybe you're okay with that. Maybe you're okay with going down on whores. Maybe you're okay with all of that fucking nonsense that comes with being poor. I married a virgin, so I don't know what the hell to tell you guys. But you have 3, 4, 5 years. If not, you're cooked.
Yeah. So on Gary's point there, it's very important because it's scary, of course, with AI. But what he's saying is, if you don't prepare now for what's coming,
Correct,
bro, what are you gonna do? You're gonna say, "Oh, I need a job." What job? They're pretty much like gone. You're gonna say, "Oh, I need help." Who's gonna help you? The banks? Don't give a fuck. So I think for people that are watching this and say, "Oh, he's kind of crazy," whatever. Look at what happened with
I
COVID.
am a little crazy.
Yeah, I know you are, but look what happened with COVID, right? COVID took away people's inhibition and want to go outside because they're scared of a virus that was somewhat made up. But then they took away our rights. And what's happening now with AI, once it controls everything, what do? And you mentioned before taking away the dollar, base pretty much like no dollar bills, no cash. Once it's all digital, if you don't do what they say, well, guess what? Now they run things, you're out of here. So I think for people watching saying, "Oh, this is such a joke," whatever, this is really serious because your family's at stake here.
I'm not talking to you.
I know.
I'm not talking to you.
I know.
You got yours. You got yours. I got mine.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you people behind that camera.
Yeah.
If you're a kid, real young right now, bro, do what you have to do in the next couple years because you won't even have the opportunity soon. And I tried to explain it this best way I can. Slavery's coming back. Those slave wages are coming back. They don't have to pay a competitive wage anymore. When Trump says he's going to bring manufacturing jobs back to America, he's telling the truth. He is. But it's going to be fucking robots.
Yeah.
Robots are going to be doing the manufacturing jobs.
Yeah. Not
People
humans.
need to wake the fuck up.
Also, Gary makes a good point with moving. You're in a city that's not developing or giving you progress, bro, move. Wherever your actual life path or your sign tells you to go there. Because if you wait and say, oh, bro, I can just fix it in 2-3 years, nothing's going to change. And then before it's too late, what do you do? So I think for people who are watching, man, as funny as it may seem, this is very scary because your family's at stake here, 100%. And if you don't take action now, when will you? So get on it, man.
Dom, how open is the administration to AI? You have more access to people in the Trump administration than anyone else.
It's the most tech-friendly administration in American history.
Which means they're pushing this shit down people's throats.
Pretty much.
They're pushing the AI down people's throats.
They're embracing the future.
How strong do you think that relationship is between the people who are running the tech firms and the Trump administration as opposed to the Biden administration and big tech and maybe Obama before that?
I think it's stronger with Trump.
You think this is the strongest ever been?
I believe so, yeah, definitely. These are the Sam Altman, all of these people, Elon Musk, etc. They've not only stood in unison, they're competing with each other for Trump's attention.
Fresh, have you seen a big difference in the platforms now than before Trump was elected?
Of course. It's funny because you mentioned platforms. All these platforms before never say they're for free speech, but now they're saying it because it's the right thing to do, so to speak. But now, if you look at all these platforms, they're edging towards getting automated things in their components. So, for example, back in the day, you would check, manually with a reviewer of your channel for any discrepancies. Now it's the AI bot just scanning and saying, okay, this word, that word, get them out of here. So they're streamlining their actual processes to make it easier for them to obviously not hire people and keep things more advanced. But at the same time, it's taking away jobs. If you notice, 180,000 jobs were lost in tech recently for this year alone. So that means people that were doing coding, all this stuff, they're being laid off. And what's happening is companies are getting smarter. Okay, why hire these people when I can hire some AI components here and save a bunch of money and insurance and all these things? So to me, with the companies now and platforms, they're looking at, okay, how do we save money and make the most out of this?
You know something else about the dystopian future that you guys are predicting? We already see glimpses of it because I watch a lot of police chases throughout the day. And something that I'm seeing starting to shift is the remote shutoff is starting to be more and more dominant because almost every vehicle are giving police access to remote shutoff. Like gas vehicles, are being shut off on the road. Lamborghinis, etc. Any car over like $50,000.
Dangerous.
So it's already in a reality where they can shut off your car.
You almost need to keep that bucket around, don't you?
So Dom, imagine this. Think about this. You got cities that are 15 minutes apart, all electric, and they have some rules you got to follow. You don't follow the rules, shut your car off, shut the money off. What do you do? And what happens is your neighbor, neighbor, could you help me? They say, no, brother, because if I help you, I go to jail too. Or I get cut off too. So they incentivize people to say, you know what? Helping somebody's bad. And what happens is now you're all alone, stuck.
Unless they got a mini skirt and big boobs. Stop the gay.
True.
But depending on how bad that system is, they'll even leave that behind.
But that's scary because that might be the future pretty soon. So,
anyways, let's go to a super chat real quick, and then we'll go back to anything else we're doing.
All right.
And if you guys want super chats, 98 or above, I got it right here. Female, October 31st, 1986, thinking of becoming a nurse in Florida. Will this career suit me? I mean, listen, you're an 11 Lifepath. And people who are 11s do have that charismatic. People who are 11s just have that it factor. They become extremely charismatic, and they do it better with age. I mean, if you saw Barack Obama when he was in his 30s, he didn't have that mouthpiece. He had to develop it.
No, did he?
And by the way, I consider Barack Obama the best mouthpiece out there. He's an 11 life path. Ronald Reagan, an 11 life path.
Yeah.
John F. Kennedy, born on the 29. 2 and 9 is 11. So people who have that 11, they're extremely good at being charismatic. You're also a Scorpio and a Tiger. So, I mean, we were just talking about Tiger women not too long ago, right?
Yeah, we were. Cassie.
Yeah. So, listen, Tiger
Scorpio.
women are different. They like it a little rougher. And, you can't be a beta male and date a Tiger. It's completely impossible to be a beta male and date a Tiger because a Tiger will fucking literally break the guy in half.
Wow.
Tiger women, half the women who are Tigers well, maybe not half. I would say about a third of the women who are tigers probably could fucking work with guys. Like they're one of those signs. You know how we have like 5% of women who can actually put in work?
Yeah.
Most of them are tigers. Did you know you can't even spell the word fighter without the word tiger? All the same letters. So Andrew Tate, isn't he a fighter?
Yeah, he is.
Again, that is a tiger. And when did Andrew Tate get famous? 2022, because he's a tiger. So your best year is 2022. But the good news for you is next year is 2026, year of the horse. You are a tiger, so that is a good thing. Now, I'm looking at your birthday. You should probably move right after your birthday. Quite frankly, so a move to a place would be good. Quite frankly, I think you do better in California than you would in Florida, just because California is a dog state founded 1850, and Florida is 1845, which is the year of the snake. So I think a move to California would be better, but you are moving for sure. And quite frankly, money comes a lot easier to you than most, but do not get married, girl. Sorry. I know you're sexually frustrated. I can tell by that birthday. No, these men, they just, it would be hard to keep up with this one, bro. I'm being dead real about it. She'll probably break backs out there. But at the end of the day, do not marry anyone. If you do, it will always end in divorce. So there it is. Anyone want a reading 98 or above?
By the way, you did a reading on White Boy Rick last show. Bro, he still has jitters to this day about what you said. He said he's on point. And that year he was actually had that altercation is the same year you called.
Yeah, well, he's born the same year as P. Diddy.
Oh,
And he's born 1969. P. Diddy's born 1969. They're both roosters. Rooster's enemy year is the year of the cat. 2023 was the year of the cat. What happened?
Diddy got
He started getting fucked up.
Wow.
It all started coming out in
it did.
2023. So that was his enemy year. Vince McMahon with his sex, all this bullshit allegations. He's born 1945, year of the rooster. So again, enemy sign stuff always works. Kid Cudi's getting embarrassed right now. Cudi's getting embarrassed right now. Yo, that's what happens in people's enemy year, Pip.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the pig.
That's how it works, bro.
Yeah, he just he kind of read him
That's how it
straight,
works,
man.
bro.
Yeah. We got from my point, Drew Duran 6. 05, 07, 1997. I am 11 and ox.
You're 11-7 ox. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
He said, I've got all the potential in the world, good looks, intelligence, and charisma, but I need to get my bag way up. Is this my year for it?
Okay, let's go through your birthday. So happy birthday. You're in the 3-year cycle right now. So what you have to do in the 3-year cycle is network. 3 is the number of communication. Communication starts with C. C is the third letter. So whatever you do this year, it's all about networking. That's what you do. So whatever comes from that, then you start making your chess moves. But I'm not going to tell you to go out there and like make your bag. You should go out there and make the contacts right now. You're still young. See, a lot of these guys have been ruined by crypto.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be fucking rich in your fucking early 20s unless you're holding your ankles for the right people in Hollywood. That's how it used to work, okay?
Yeah.
Now you get rich on crypto, so a lot of people don't understand you have to put in hard work. I used to be a local celebrity in Cleveland, Ohio. It wasn't until I moved down there that motherfuckers knew who the fuck I was. Don had to put in mad work. That 1.5 on Twitter didn't come overnight, did it, bro?
Not at all, no.
And what about you?
Yeah.
Did you earn this a fucking empire you have over here in Miami just by, oh, hi, I'm fresh? No, bro. And
It's
so
funny.
again, you have to put in work. So when I look at a birthday like yours, don't get frustrated. You're going to be an extremely influential person. Everything's going to work out for you, man. Just find the right woman. All right? This is why I worry about you, bro. Find the right woman. My advice, find someone born 2001, the year of the snake, or you can find someone, if you want someone a little older, 1996, the year of the rat. But the other rat isn't, legal age for me to be putting out there, so I'm not going to say what year. But you can do the math yourself if you want to wait a couple years and find that rat. But find the right woman. Some guys just need to find the right woman. If they find the right woman, everything's, because some people are extremely jealous. And if they're going out in the world and they're worried that they're, girls sucking someone else off when they're on the business trip, they won't be able to get the best out of them. They're just going to be jealous.
It ruins it.
It ruins everything. So some people, most people, need to find that loyal woman who they know they can trust. And I know that's hard to trust a woman, especially in today's day and age. That's, by the way, why I married a non-American. Like Lenny Kravitz says, stay the fuck away from me, American woman. But for the rest of you guys, you need to find a loyal woman. You do that, everything fucking starts going like clockwork, bro.
It's easier said than done nowadays, though.
So there you go, Drew. All right. And we'll get back to the show. All right. And then, Dom, what's the next news article?
Let's see.
But it's funny because this whole thing with Cassie, bro, it exposed that did he actually have a chance out of this?
I think he can.
Because if she's not a victim anymore.
If this is the only thing they're alleging, and he's supposedly like the king of freak-offs, why is it only about Cassie? Like I said, the hotel video, they're not even charging him for that. So they released that just for character assassination.
Online.
What are they trying to accomplish if they're not charging him? And the thing is, when they first went to his Miami mansion, the first thing they did was recover all of the video footage. Why is that not being used in court?
Because there's some powerful people there that they want to expose.
But they can't pin just Cassie on him to be this great emperor of sex trafficking if it's only one woman that's a victim. Where's the other victims? I could see him walking out of this. And if he don't, it would kind of be injustice. Because you're saying just this one victim. Where's the other women that supposedly are? Because all those other women were
well, maybe it's not women. Maybe it's men. Maybe we should call Justin Bieber to the stand. maybe we should call Usher to the stand. How about call those guys to the stand? I bet you we'll find something to convict this motherfucker on. He's guilty as fuck.
Yeah, something's definitely there, but Cassie's maybe not be the right angle. This is Diddy and Cassie here. So it says here that Cassie, let's see. Cassie told Diddy, I'm always ready to freak off in text messages shown in court. The prosecutors are alleging she was forced to attend the freak offs. Diddy lawyers disagrees. Well, she says she's ready for it. So, I mean, how is she forced to do it if she's ready for it?
Yeah, you got some people that'll be like, she was doing what she had to survive. But at the same time, that's still hard to believe.
20 million, huh?
Just in this scenario, it's very hard to believe.
See, I could say that, but the problem is you come back years later and says, oh, I'm a victim. Get this nigga out of here and give me some money. So if you're in the angle, you can't come back and then say, oh, woe is me, I'm a victim now. So
and it isn't like she the one that pressed charges on him either. She didn't. They're using her as a witness. So it isn't like she even initiated for him to get her locked up. She just wanted his money.
Yeah, but she knew what was going to happen, though.
Well, yeah.
I
mean,
this just shows you what women will put up with just to get a bag.
And notice, right? That was her man for years. The moment that they broke off, fuck this nigga. I'm good.
I would say that was her pimp.
Okay, well, in the media's eyes, it was her man. So imagine the man that put you on, so to speak, or gave you your freak offs freedom. Now, all of a sudden, because you may be going broke, or maybe you got a new husband, you're like, fuck this guy. I'm gonna just get what I can and then move on. But again, you marry a woman sometimes and you think it's gonna last forever. She does a change of character or changes things.
I want to interview her husband.
And then it goes on. Oh, her husband?
I want to interview her husband.
He won't do it.
No, he would not.
Bro. What's her husband's name?
Oh, but no.
Oh,
Cuck.
Cuck. Okay.
25.
Yo, Cucko. No, I'm not just calling anyone out, man.
Yeah.
At least not an influencer. I'll pay you $10K. Fuck it, $20K.
Oh shit.
Let's do an interview, bro. Come over here. I'll pay for the flight. I want to talk to you, and I want to ask you what it's like as a man to hear how other men violated your woman. I want to ask you if you knew about this. And if you did know about this, I want to ask you why the fuck you went through this shit. But then again, maybe he's born in the year of the pig like Logan Paul, and he don't give a fuck.
Yo, I promise you, bro, if he comes into the podcast, it'll get millions of views. Because he's never spoken until now. So imagine him talking about this
20K.
shit. I mean,
20K offer right now.
Hold on, Cassie got what, 20 million plus?
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth 20K?
Maybe the guy has a prenup and he don't get shit.
Oh, true.
You don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
You never know.
I got 20 racks for you, bro.
Damn.
Okay.
That ain't bad at all. Okay. What's the next one?
all right.
Here we go.
This is. Oh, so these are the texts, so we'd have to go into it. These are the text messages between Diddy and Cassie. So the blue ones are Cassie. So starting off, Diddy said, I miss you already. Me too. When do you want to freak off? She said, I'm going up to change. I'm always ready to freak off. LOL. He said, "You tell me the day you choose." She said, "It can be whenever." Diddy said, "Name the night." He said, "Name the night" twice. Oh, that's crazy.
He's thirsty. He's thirsty.
Cassie said, "I feel like the weekend, a Friday night would be." Man, she's choosing the time, the mood.
What
Yeah,
a victim.
would
Hold
be
on,
the
hold on.
best.
I'm a
We-
victim.
Yeah, they said we want the time to recover for the work week. This upcoming weekend is the only one on the 28th. Okay, I'm owed it.
Yeah, right.
But if you can't, we can't always do it during the week. Damn, that doesn't matter to me, bro.
Victim.
Dog, Friday
Victim.
it is. I wish we could get Jules here.
Is that yes, Jules?
That's what I thought it was when I heard that.
Yes, Jules. Damn.
From Yale. That's what I assumed. Because Miami, it says LOL. Maybe we could. We don't know him that well. Oh, it says him. Oh shit, they on
Oh
some.
shit, it's a guy.
Is it Jules Santana, nigga?
No way,
Could it be Jules Santana?
bruh.
Well, we know the guy has sugar in his tank.
It said, "Want to call him
Bruh.
and feel him out." Oh man, that's crazy, man.
Feel him out is crazy. Yo,
Oh,
bro,
wow.
bro.
Yo, maybe some
can do that.
influencers want to go see him now, man.
Man, that's crazy.
Need some wild text, man.
But the allegation was that Diddy was gay.
Allegation. Stop the gays,
Listen, bro.
That guy's gayer than Will Smith.
Oh shit. Okay, so this is DDG, celebrity news.
Yeah.
Custody of son. Haley Bailey granted temporary physical and legal custody of son Halo after ex-boyfriend DDG's alleged abuse. So this is the article here. But you know what's crazy about this whole thing? Well, all of a sudden, she interviews in past saying DDG was a great boyfriend and father. He was amazing. Then all of a sudden, he does content with other girls, and now he's a bad person. It's like your jealousy is showing 100%. And the media that's covering these actual topics, the audience is saying, wait a minute, we're on his side because you look like you're jealous. And you just want him to not see his kid. That's fucked up. And it is fucked up.
Yeah, women seem like they do some radical things. I mean, shit, what even happened with Elon Musk?
Yeah.
As soon as on Valentine's Day, he took out one of his baby mamas, then the other one came out.
Yeah. Back in the Bible, they used to argue and say that, women have their place in the world, of course, but they're the downfall of many kingdoms and many men. So just keeping it real here, I mean, it's evident that if you mess with a woman and things go south, you can end up in some deep shit.
Which is why society cannot grant them any power. Once they're in the position of power, everything goes to hell. Again, I've given historic examples of this many freaking times. The last princess of a united Korea was a woman. Woman. And then after the woman took power, everything goes to hell. Damn. The last princess of the kingdom of Hawaii, woman, gone. So what you have to understand is when it comes down to women, they will use emotion over logic. I'm not saying all of them. And some women are, listen to me and be like, Gary, this is bullshit. I'm a very logical person. You might be. You actually might be. But you outnumbered 5, 6, 7 to 1 in a lot of cases. So what happens is these women will use everything to their advantage. If they have a kid with you, they will use the kid to their advantage with the court system. And the United States government and all the governments around the world have allowed this because they wanted to take down the father. When you take down the father, what happens? You have a fucking crazy fucking society that doesn't give a fuck about law and order. That's why fucking 85% of rapists are raised by single mothers. You understand, women? You are creating your own cycle. People are always bitching about these OnlyFans. What about the men paying for it?
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet 85% of those men were raised by single mothers.
Yeah.
It's a perpetual cycle. And until you stop that cycle, nothing's going to change. Because when women are empowered, they don't give a fuck about other people. They only give a fuck about themselves. That's why back in the day, they used to impregnate these women when they were 20. They used to get married when they're 20 because they had popped that kid out 2021 and they're already selfless. They already put other people, other things above their own selfish desires. But when a woman doesn't have a kid until she's in her 40s, she's going to act like a fucking kid for 40 fucking years.
Damn.
Bruh. It is what it is.
Some deep shit, man. Okay. What's the next one? Wow, that's crazy.
Hackers are demanding $20 million in Bitcoin from Coinbase, threatening to leak customer data, but their CEO Brian Armstrong says he won't pay and are offering $20 million reward for tips leading to the attacker's arrest. This the same one that almost got picked up?
I believe so.
Wait, is this Coinbase? I think it was Coinbase.
Coinbase, yeah.
So yeah. Wait a damn.
So
they own his ass, bro.
They hack, and then they demand $200
He almost
million.
got kidnapped too. Was it him or his kids?
Mm-hmm.
They almost got kidnapped.
You know how you stop this?
Wow.
Because a lot of this stuff comes from Nigeria, Pakistan, Russia,
India.
Yeah. Do you know how you stop this?
No.
Public executions.
Oh,
You
yeah.
start publicly executing people who commit these type of crimes because they feel it's safe because it's behind the internet. Just like these Anon accounts.
Yeah.
They'll be quick to fucking talk shit to you on Twitter.
Yeah.
Bro, have you ever seen these people in your face?
Never.
No, they don't.
Have you ever had anyone confront you in your face? Yo, Dom, man, fuck you.
It never happens. no.
Never. On Twitter, all freaking day, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck you. But in person, they want to take pictures with you.
Yep.
So again, what you have is a false bravado because it's done from behind the scenes. Until that changes, nothing's going to change.
I think public execution should come in for treason. If anyone was ever
You steal
executed
enough
for
money, you
treason.
should be executed.
Damn.
Like, hell, man. I think like about 280K. You steal more than 280K.
Damn, 280K, you get a
bro.
public execution?
Yeah, 280K.
That's kind of like.
That's
Yo, hold on.
That's not enough money to get
280K
paid.
is a lot of money in West Virginia. You're considered a fucking millionaire in West Virginia, Mississippi with that type of money.
Wow.
So that is a lot of money, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
It,
But
it
to
won't get
kill
you
a
more
man
than a bathroom
publicly,
in Brickell, but you know you gotta be more careful down here.
That's funny. I mean, shit like this, bro, is going to be more rampant because what's happening now with AI, especially, they're going to be able to access databases and data sets way more. So imagine this is Coinbase itself. What's coming next as well? And it's funny as well because they made an argument, yesterday, that if they have access to this information, they can also hack your browser as well and get all your past history and links. So imagine you were a freaky ass nigga into like weird shit that you didn't want to expose. They get exposed and say, you know, if you don't pay us, we're dropping this on Twitter or wherever.
Sounds like Mossad.
And then you're cooked.
Yeah.
So it's coming at a rapid
A
pace,
lot of
bro.
people think it's impossible, but man, if you look at social media, when people started pretty much dedicating their lives to social media started changing from freedom to control. Even creators. The worst thing a creator can do is depend 100% on any platform.
Yeah.
Because once that platform finds out that that's the only place that you have to go, they're going to treat you like you depend on it. And the same can be said on the age of AI. What happens when they find out we depend on it? What happens when they start adding restrictions and demands? I mean, these people have shown time and time again, when society depends on one thing, they change society.
Yeah.
They will always target that one specific thing. Even influencers are starting to get contacted by PR companies to push narratives.
Yep.
The same thing that was being done by traditional celebrities. So the system of control will always evolve with the times. And I think that it's going to target AI once enough people have embraced it.
But it's a lot harder back in the day to do it. Now, like these so-called elite, they got to work a little bit. Because back in the day, you had ABC, CBS, a couple others, CNN, and that's it. You had nowhere else to go. You had some newspapers, but there's no internet.
Yeah.
So you know, YouTube, as in you, we weren't around back then. Now, because there's so much more information out there, it's harder to control. And because it's harder to control, there's going to be more slips through the cracks. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
So I got to tell you, man, this is a scary time because of AI. But I think this moment in history, maybe the past 3 years and the future 3 years, that 6 years, 6, 7, 8 year gap right there is going to be such a profound, it'll be like the Wild West. Yo, you could invest in crypto back then and get a 10, 100x in a day. Whoa, that's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
They're going to regulate all that shit. All that shit's coming to an end. This is the Wild West we're living in, where people can go on and say the N word and get $1 million online. Yo, bro, I'll say it fucking for the day the kid to college. All right? You pay me that shit. But this is just the society we live in.
So here's a plus for people watching right now. If you don't know this now, you know AI is coming. But what's going to still be here? Cybersecurity. Because you see shit like this, you need people in place to defend your company and servers with cybersecurity. So I think if you want to do a career path that's going to be here for a long period of time, cybersecurity is the way to go. And it's needed because companies need this every single day. Doesn't matter who you are.
I think the scariest thing too is like how schools, at least when I was going to college, they was influencing us to go get coding degrees. And now that you look like in San Francisco, et cetera, the line for job fairs for coding is legitimately longer than any other line at those job fairs.
Yeah.
Like, because AI took their jobs. And it's intimidating because if you listen to the systems of society and take their recommendations, sometimes you get left screwed up. All those kids listen to their teachers, listen to the ads, and the colleges tell them to take up coding and gain a software engineering degree, are now looking for a job. A lot of them are homeless.
They lied to him.
They lied to him.
They lied to him.
Yep.
They
A lot of
lied to
people
him.
burned.
They said, go to college, take out a student loan,
Get a job.
owed all this money to the fucking system. Now you're in fucking debt. And that coding that you learned for 3-4 years, now any idiot can go on a fucking website, put in a couple words, and the fucking shit's coded.
Yeah.
They lied to him, and not only lied to him, they put him in debt, bro.
Yes, yeah.
They put him in
It's
debt,
gonna be the
bro.
nastiest debt I think we've seen.
Sleeper. Because imagine this. You have a guy just finished school, ready to work.
Yep.
However, he's $70K in debt in the hole.
And them some expensive
And guess
degrees
what?
too, yeah.
He's applying for jobs, but no jobs want him. So now what does he do? Has to work, if possible. Jobs are hard to come by now. At Walmart, maybe Target, if he's lucky. And the debt's questioning because now he can't get a house, can't get a car. He's cooked. And they said to him, don't worry, Jonathan. If you work hard enough in college and in university, you get a degree and get a good paying job. No, nigga. You ain't getting shit but debt. And it's tough, bro. It is what it is. But this is the new matter for men nowadays, especially, and guys in college, because you think coding is going to save you? Probably won't.
I think this debt is going to be worse just because it's the first time in American history that we evolved.
You like that, Bills?
We evolved quicker than people graduating for the last evolution, because people started by mass population started getting all these coding type jobs, computer science, software engineering. No one expected AI to catch up as fast as it did. But since we all saw that we were in a technological boom right before the AI transition, it was common sense to get a software engineering degree.
Yeah.
So that's the sad thing, that I would say almost 60 to 80% of students, even if they didn't go for that degree, they considered a computer science or software engineering degree in the past 6 years because it was the obvious thing to do. It's almost like, imagine if business administration went irrelevant in the 1970s and the 1980s. They're the majority of the businesses we have now, it started from the business administration boom of like the early 90s. So it's not sustainable. You have a lot of people just as similar to the early 90s. That's the most populated degrees are computer-focused degrees. We're going to have more debt than we ever had.
Do you know how the stock market works? At least how they play people in the stock market?
How, Sway?
Yeah.
Tell us.
They make a move seem obvious, and then they do the exact opposite. Like, there'll be all this like news on CNN and Kramer and all these MSNBC guys will tell you, yo, this stock's going to crash. It's going to be fucking a bloodbath on Monday. And then you wake up, everyone's got their shorts in, everyone's got their puts in, whoop, goes up like this.
Yeah.
So they make things seem obvious, and then they go the other way. So when you talk about coding seeming like the obvious thing, I think that was done on purpose. I think they do stuff like this, man. I think they fucking set people up on purpose because they want people's fucking families to be dysfunctional. That's what I think of this fucking government. They do things on purpose to fuck people up in ways they have no... Like, for instance, most people go to college or start college in their enemy year. When you're 17, 18 years old, that's usually when you start going to college.
Yeah.
That's your enemy year every single time.
And
So
it's
you're
coded.
starting
Cooked.
That's lame.
in your enemy year. You understand how cooked you are?
Yes. Hell
You do because
yeah.
you got demonetized
Yeah,
last year
that's
in your
crazy.
enemy year.
Yeah.
So again,
that's what
this
you
is how
start.
it works. People, pay attention. This is free game. It is what it is. Anyways, let's, if you guys want a reading 98 or above bills, let's go to a commercial for Q real quick.
Yes.
And then we're going to let our special guest come on. And before he comes on, you know, how many people have asked to put you, Fresh.
To get put
yo,
on.
Yo, you're my boy, man. Put me on.
Put me on, Fresh.
So it's funny. I was walking with The bills that got you. I was walking with Sartain and Rolo, right? Yesterday. So I'm walking, we're walking up Brickell, and these two guys walk up to me. Mind you, I know one of them. At the first beginning of the podcast, nobody knew what it was. It was just me and Myron talking shit, helping my man become better, and people didn't really know what it was. So I say, listen, bro, I know you're a pimp, a legit pimp. Let's do a show together and talk about how dating has changed nowadays from back in your era to now. He said to me, in not so many words, nah, bro, I'm good. Now he's like, yo, bro, dog, I know I messed up, dog. Like, bruh, put me on the podcast, bro. I did, pop that shit off. I'm like,
No, I'm good.
I was like, wait a minute. Did you tell me 4 years ago, nah, I'm good, bro? Mm-hmm. Now you want to put you on? Mm-hmm. So it's funny. That shit happens all the time. And it's funny because me being who I am, back then, I didn't have any type of like leverage. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing this shit from the dirt, from the mud. Going to events. Hey, bro, this is a random black kid talking to me. You from Barbados, nigga? Who are you? Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I knew if I kept pushing and doing networking and going to events, I'm going to get people eventually that actually like me. I want to work with me as well. And that happened maybe like 4 months in. I found an event for Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. Academics was there. I went to the event, spoke to him and his manager. Now, of course, it didn't happen right away, but I made a good impression of them. And they said, yo, you know what? Whenever you come back to Miami, we'll go to your studio. And they came and they did a big culture shock for the Red Pill space.
You had to put in work for that, though.
100%. And is it easy? No. I'm a random person. They don't know who I am. But again, if there's a will, there's a way. But for people that want to get put on, bro, fuck no, bro. Like, nigga, you weren't there to shooting in the gym. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, no. So,
Dom, you got 1.5 million on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely.
How many people come up to you and be like, yo, my dude, man, like, put me on, man?
Post me.
It's daily. Same thing with me. It's daily.
And how many people do you actually do it for?
Maybe 2 out the year.
2 out the year?
Yeah.
So we're talking about 100 people ask, it's 2.
About 2.
That's about 2 more than I would do.
God
anyway, listen, I'm going to make this clear. We're going to go to the Q commercial. And again, you're in Q Studios. But when we come back, we're going to meet a person who actually did it without being put on.
Let's do it.
Wow. What an actual concept. We'll be back. Welcome back to Q Studios, and we're with a special guest today. Now, first of all, I just want to say he's a GG33 Gold member.
Let's go.
That already means he has more privilege than most of you guys, just by being in GG33 Gold. But all jokes aside, brother, we had a conversation. What was it? January this year, or was it?
Yeah, it's like end of January. Yeah.
And what did I tell you?
You said start social media. I said I wanted to try to do something online, and you said just start it.
Mm-hmm. So I went out there and I basically said I recommend that you should do something like this.
Yeah.
And what did you start doing?
I was just going out on the street, and just asking people simple questions.
Mm-hmm. Like how long it takes to bake 6 million cookies?
What?
Are you asking me?
No, that's the type of questions you were asking, right?
I mean, something like that.
Something like that.
109 bars. Like,
109 bars, right?
like that.
Here, tell everyone where they can find you while you're still on YouTube. And anywhere else, man. Start plugging yourself, bro.
yeah, I mean, don't worry about YouTube, but my main platforms are Instagram, which is Hermes Did It Again, and then X is Chaotic Hermes. Those are my two main platforms, and you can find the rest of my stuff from there.
What advice would you give people who are watching this and be like, damn, I'm not born on the 11th like you. I'm not going to have that charisma like you. But besides all of that, what advice would you give these people who want to try what you're doing?
I mean, I know a lot of people who want to do things, but they just never actually start it. They never take the first step. And I think that's always the hardest thing to do. Like, obviously, I'm still young, but I mean, I've tried a few different things in my life. But I mean, just start. Literally just start. Take the first step. Go make that first video. Even if it's shit, it doesn't matter. And you could make it better from there.
What gives you the motivation to go do this? Because you already have a bag.
The clout?
Debatable. I don't. What makes me go out and do it? I mean, you know, it pisses me off that you can't say what you want nowadays. It makes me angry that people get canceled for asking questions or saying a word, just things like that. It's ridiculous. Like I remember everyone was in grade school or it was high school. Like everyone's making jokes, you know, everyone's saying whatever the fuck they want. Like you're allowed to question things, but then now you grow up. Now people are scared to lose their jobs. They're scared of whatever. And I think that's ridiculous. The world's just getting so soft nowadays. And I hope I hope I'm doing something.
Damn women voters, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Damn women voters. Listen, Fresh, don't you feel like kind of fucked up that this dude's got 70 mil views and he's been doing this 2 months? Me and you couldn't fucking pull that shit off, and neither could you, Dub. That's really impressive, bro. You're in a room full of vets, and you're basically came in here and fucking did some LeBron James shit.
I mean, I guess I'm just better looking than all three of you. I guess the girls
not
are
bad,
watching
not
my
bad,
content.
not
Maybe
bad,
maybe the
not
gay
bad.
or the homosexuals are watching me as well. I don't know, but
Okay.
You're saying that on the Diddy stream?
I mean, okay. Let's be honest. Like Diddy didn't do anything. Diddy didn't do anything that we didn't do in our lives.
Whoa.
Let's be honest, guys.
You have a little Justin Bieber.
Bro. I mean, look,
I thought you said no gay shit.
I mean, look, Gary, I didn't get 70 mil views in a month for no reason. I'll just say that.
But
What?
wait,
What?
Nah,
you saying you went to a Diddy party?
I'm not going to confirm or deny that. I'm not going to confirm or deny that.
And the more important question is, what was he doing there?
Oh,
Well,
this shit done got crazy.
I will say this, man. With content, gotta stay humble, man. Humbleness will save you from everything.
Nah.
Pride comes before the fall.
I've seen it. People
Yep.
come and go, brother.
Literally.
Trust me.
I ask
And,
people, right?
and if hold on, if you're not humble, they're gonna humble you at
They will.
somewhere at some point. They will. Trust me.
We'll get to the readings in a second, but let me just say this. I teach a lot of stuff to my students. I teach numerology. I teach astrology. I show people, watch out for these broads. But one thing I don't teach is humility. So, it is what it is, brother. You ain't going to get any from me.
All right. You got a reading?
Yeah, let's do a reading real quick. Okay, what do we have here?
Cool.
8/2/1972, female. I own my own trucks, cars, dirt bikes, trailers, blah, blah, blah. Saving money before enemy year. Okay, so you know you're a rat. What happens if the money isn't worth anything? Oh no, I don't think the dollar is going to collapse next year, so I wouldn't worry about that. Crypto is going to collapse next year, so if you have money in crypto, yeah, you better watch that shit. But other than that, I wouldn't worry about the American dollar going to hell next year. It's too soon, especially with Trump in office, man. Trump has done so many good things.
Yeah, stock
in
market.
such a small amount. Well, listen, Donald Trump told everyone to buy stocks. Then he fucking signs a $1 trillion deal with the Arabs, and the stock market goes up. I mean, what else do you want from this president?
Yeah.
He's literally putting money in people's pockets.
Not kiss the wall.
When did he kiss the wall?
Isn't there a picture of him?
Yeah, but I'm talking about this presidency.
Not yet. Not yet.
After everything he's done in the past 2 weeks, you're still talking like that? He basically told the guy to go fuck off. He put tariffs on Israel. He fucking told Israel that you're not going to be including in peace negotiations. He did a deal with the Houthis. He released something with. He did a deal with Hamas without Israel. So obviously he's not being controlled by anyone.
No, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. No, now I'm saying.
Well, how about this? How about this? He used Netanyahu like the best looking girl to get to the prom, and once he got there, he didn't need him anymore.
I mean, fair enough. I hope he keeps doing it. I hope it's not all an act.
Hey, man,
I don't know.
Just have faith in my president, man. Anyways, let's go back to her. Let's see. How do we avoid star cards? Renew our license. Blah blah blah. All right. You're worried about stuff that's not going to happen in your enemy year. America's not going to collapse next year. The dollar's not going to default next year. The crypto's going to go to hell because crypto's imprinted with rat energy. But this survival technique that you're basically talking about survival. I don't blame you. You're a rat. A rat's instinct is how to survive. I get it. But you don't have to worry about that stuff next year. It's not going to start next year. 2027, that's the first possible year that something like this could start.
So would you recommend them to save money, put in assets? What would you recommend them
At
to
this
do?
point, you could ride that crypto wave until the end of the year, but gold, silver, precious metals, you got to diversify different currencies around the world, like not just American dollar, euros, Japanese yen. But one of the main things that I think is going to cost more than anything else in the future is water. I believe there's a reason all the Great Lakes, all the Great Lakes cities, Detroit, Chicago, Buffalo, Cleveland, I think there's a reason they're all run down. I think there's a reason all the land's cheap. Because at some point, they're going to come in there and take all that fucking water. And that's going to be very expensive fucking land. There's going to be water wars coming.
Damn.
Water wars are coming. Water at some point in the next 60, 70 years. And again, we'd probably be all dust by then.
Yeah.
Well, at least most of us, man. Man, this guy will still be alive, man.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, let's hope. I'll ask you about the 6 billion then. But people really need to prepare. And the best way to do it is to educate yourself so you know how to go out there and get that fucking bag. We all did it through social media. That might be the only spaces left to do it. But quite frankly, not everyone has what it takes to be behind this camera. And if you don't, there's other positions for you. Not everyone's going to be the A mic. Not everyone's going to be the B mic. There's people who are behind the scenes who do things too. So if you know the only thing that's going to last is a personal brand, then create a personal brand or attach yourself to a rising star who might be able to do it. Am I pumping you up enough?
Yeah, DMs are open.
and by the way, if you're a GG33 Gold member, I'll look out for you too, man. But show me some initiative. I'm talking to all my Gold members now. Silver too. If you guys want to be put on, show me that you can do it. And then I'll prop you up. But show me that you can actually do it. Put in the fucking work, man. I'm not going to fucking hold anyone on my back anymore. Those days are fucking over. People betray people anyway, man.
You're holding a little too much on your back right now, right?
Yeah, that's fucking a lot of money here, bro.
That's not what I meant.
Fuck you too. It's all good, man. I told you to be cocky. But that's what you expect out of fucking monkeys, man. Arrogant motherfuckers, man. It is what it is, man. Monkeys, what? The 9th sign?
Yes.
9's a wonderful number.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I thought so too.
Big head. That means they're extremely intelligent, right?
Big head, yeah, definitely a big head. What else are 9s known for?
Humanitarian.
Humanitarian.
Yeah.
What else?
Baking cookies. The humanitarians baking cookies.
Influential.
Nines are influential.
Athletic.
Really?
Yeah, they're just the best.
Oh,
out of everything.
best of everything.
Yeah, they take the best qualities of each number. That's
I
what I
see.
heard. That's what you told me.
I didn't
That's what you sell in gold. You gatekeep it from the, the plebs on Twitter, and then,
yeah.
Sorry,
There's another word I use for nines. Simps. And so it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Keep it going, man. Keep it going. Keep going back and forth. This is good, man.
All right. I'm trying my best.
I mean,
I don't know what
you
else
got-
to
you
say.
gotta lip box, bro. You gotta lip box, bro.
we're on YouTube. I can't be as animated as I want to.
I got
Okay.
you, man. But you gotta put the restrictions out there, man. You gotta entertain this guy over here too, man.
Yeah. I guess so.
I mean, I don't know. He just looks like he's stoned. He's just kind of observing what we're doing.
No, he don't smoke before the show.
Oh, you don't
No.
smoke?
No, man.
Well, you drink?
No. I actually gave up quit. I quit drinking this year.
Why?
I haven't. Gary
Dog
was,
shouldn't drink.
Gary was a big influence, and I just hate how that made me feel.
I mean,
I feel lame as shit when I'm drunk.
Because of who you wake up next to.
Well, no. I'll be pleased about what I wake up to.
Oh
but,
damn! They just
Really?
reverse suplex me.
but I'm just,
I mean,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I've seen some black men with some really ugly women. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, those black men ain't dumb. My bitches are bad, bro. I ain't gonna cap.
Talk your shit, bro.
I don't talk about it, but my bitch is bad. You know, dogs fuck a lot of hoes. You know that.
Oh, yes, they
I
do,
just don't
man.
talk about it. I
Yes.
fuck a lot of hoes, bro. I'm tired of it at this point.
I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
You're born and raised in Miami, right?
No,
No, where you from?
near Chicago.
You're Chicago.
Oh shit.
Okay, so you're from the hood.
Not quite. Thank
Not
God.
quite.
Thank God. I'm
Not
not.
quite,
Thank
man.
God. But I've seen enough to know what's going
You
on.
should do some of those street interviews in Southside Chicago.
I'm smarter than that. Like, I'm cocky. I'm not that cocky. I'm not gonna do that.
Go up to people and ask them, what do you think about my white privilege?
No, I posted a video on X. I played Ye's new song. I know to some black people, and then I recited the lyrics to them, and they didn't like it. They didn't like the word I said. They said I was racist for saying a lyric. Would you get mad if I said that?
Well, nigga, no. It's just with the ER. White people.
Well,
have
I
been
mean, I
given
might have accidentally slipped in the ear. No, I'm
the ER
kidding.
does.
And
well,
the ER makes a difference, bro.
Yeah, the ER makes a big difference with me, but white people have been given a nigga pass a long time ago.
I mean, we made the word.
Not nigga. You made nigger.
Well, I mean,
They're not the
that's
same
like
thing.
but it's basically the same.
It's not.
Nah, I don't think it's the same,
But
man.
if you change the
not.
spelling of a word, even with letterology, it changes the entire essence of it.
Damn!
Oh shit!
So it's not the same thing.
Where's my
You are
GG33 gold?
Yeah, I'm still out here. You know, 3-3. You know, Gary, I went to the James O'Keefe party last week. Dude, this dude is so influential. Random nigga approached me. GG33. It's like a cult. I'm like, dog, Gary people are everywhere, bro.
Okay.
It is a
But
cult.
not a cult, but you know what I'm saying.
What? I mean,
But they're everywhere. Like, you will randomly get approached.
Okay,
and they're like,
okay,
GG33.
I don't know. You invited us to this like weird dungeon in Miami. There was like candles set
stop
up in like a circle.
Stop
You
the
were wearing like
games.
weird I don't
Stop
know.
the games.
Yeah, it was kind of odd. I don't know. I felt it felt like a Diddy party.
Okay.
Okay. Pause. Let keep going.
All right.
Go on.
Let's make this abundantly clear, man. I don't have any homosexuals in GG33. I don't have any of them because I don't let them in, man. Okay, so Diddy's not allowed in GG33.
Well, why was he there then?
He was in jail, bro.
No,
That was January. That was January. The GG33 party. So you got, if you're gonna, come on, let's connect the
It
dots.
was someone who looked like him.
Oh, maybe you were just fantasizing about him.
Shit. You caught me. You caught me.
Anyways, on some real stuff. When it comes down to numerology and astrology, I know this guy's guilty. This guy's a freaking Scorpio, man. Scorpios are known to being sexual degenerates, man. They really freaking are. So when you look at a guy like Diddy, a guy who's in a position of power, a guy who's a Scorpio, a guy who is pretty much put on by homosexuals, you see this is the type of behavior you're going to have. All jokes aside, man, I don't run a cult because if I did, I'd probably impregnate like 5-6 of those women by now. I haven't done that, so I'm
Yeah,
pretty much
totally
not.
just do
I'm
that.
not.
Well,
I'm
it's not public yet.
Not public yet. All right, this guy needs to stop, man. He's about to get
All right,
that's
that's enough.
Stop,
That's
man. You're, well,
I'm
God
pushing
damn,
the limits.
bro.
I'm pushing the limits. My
God
bad.
damn, man. This is what I get for putting this guy on, man.
I'm kidding. It's not a cult, guys. Join. It's awesome.
Just a lot of education.
Wow, that
A lot of education. You learn a lot.
You definitely learned a lot, man.
No, that's true. No, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I
you
did.
definitely
I
learned
did.
a lot.
I did.
Quite frankly, it's not for everybody. I'm not gonna let everyone in at this point. But I give plenty of people free game. I give plenty of people free game, so it is what it is. Tom, let me ask you this, man. What's the biggest difference between Miami and where you lived in fucking Tennessee?
The activity. People are more lively. Even the shape of everyone. It's less America here. Like it's almost like America at its best. Everyone is healthy. Everyone is ambitious. Well, I
Almost
can't say
everybody.
everyone. It depends on the environments because
What was
the
that supposed to
disparity
mean?
of wealth here is also
talking about
great too.
myself.
Oh, okay.
Just like if you go 4 miles down the road, you'll see some of the poorest people in this country too as well. But those that choose to be champions, you'll see the greatest winners in America here in Miami. It's just very inspiring.
I mean, I think you'll see the greatest losers here too.
Well, not the greatest. I think they
Oh,
probably
yeah, I guess not the greatest.
they might be in New Orleans or something like that, but I wouldn't say the greatest losers.
I was
would be.
always thinking, like, when I was young, when I was broke, if I was ever homeless, it would probably be better to be homeless in Miami or, somewhere in the South.
They make some money.
No, because at least you're not cold. No, if you're a homeless person in Chicago, you struggling, bro. You got snow, but if you're a homeless person in Miami, at least you're under a bridge.
that
You're not
heat
gonna get
is-
cold.
I mean,
Well,
you
yeah.
could go rob someone if you're homeless in Chicago
see,
without
but-
repercussions. Without repercussions.
Listen, you're the wrong skin color for that, bro.
Oh
You
no,
need
I'm
to
not
stop.
saying me, but someone like maybe Dom over here. He would.
I can assure you, Dom don't need to rob anybody, bro.
I'm a
No,
four.
I'm not saying
I'm
that.
gonna get caught, right?
Uh-huh. Look at this guy, man. His first stream on a real podcast.
No,
You're telling
seconds.
people on a real podcast, and you're
What?
telling people to go rob people, man. What type of white person are you, man?
The good ones. I don't know. Is there bad white people?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we don't count the as white.
Oh, we don't count those guys.
We like you. I don't know. I don't know if you would be white. I don't know.
Netanyahu ain't white.
Nah.
No. All right. I mean, maybe
You're like
I would have to argue that, though. I would say-
maybe the
I
next
would
stream,
say-
maybe the next stream we go on is with Nick Fuentes, man.
Nick, hit me up. My DMs are
Would
open.
you-
I'd love to fly
Would
out.
you view a Haitian and an African and a Black American all as the same type of black?
Yeah.
See, that's the only thing I don't understand with race. Why can't you do that with white? Why do white people get to pick and choose that they can have different flavors, but blacks, we all got to be the same nigga?
No,
I'm not
I'm not.
Jamaican. I don't Wallagwan and none of that. I don't understand that language. I don't understand Africans. I don't
You
understand their
know
tribe.
talking clicks?
Nope, none of that. So it's like, why can whites get to say, "Oh, I'm not Italian"? They started the mafia. No, you started the mafia, nigga. Like
Me?
If we do, yes, because
did I do?
If I'm black and I have to take responsibility when a Haitian goes out and breaks a crime, they'll claim it's a black person. That dude's not black. He's Haitian.
Yeah, but
It's
I
not
mean,
the same
what can
thing.
you blame whites for though? Like now.
Everything.
Giving women,
Whoa.
gi-
Is it whites, though?
Giving
I mean, it's
women
not
rights.
whites, though.
Giving women
Well,
rights. I can blame whites for that one.
I can blame blacks.
Was it
So
white
look,
people,
I
though?
study.
It
I
was.
study and expose human trafficking.
Yeah.
None of those people at the top of the trafficking organizations are black. Not one.
Well, are they white or like what's their religion?
This nigga here.
What? I mean, I'm just asking. I mean, I don't know. I think you know where I'm going.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I'm not.
Okay.
100%.
Let me ask you this: What percentage
There-
before Trump was president? What percentage of the U.S. government did the Zionists own? I mean, you want to go down this route? Let's go.
What percent?
Yeah. Do you think they owned like 100%, like Nick Fuentes said?
Nah, I
Or
don't
do you
think it's not 100.
Do you think it was 40, 30%, like I keep saying?
30, 40, and I think it's like 70.
If it's 70,
80?
how come they haven't bombed Iran? 4 presidents have passed when Netanyahu's been president. George Bush, he was president. Obama, you had Trump the first time. You had Biden. Every single one of them, if you own 60% of this country, how come not one of them has bombed Iran yet?
I mean, again, if it's 60%, that's that's a majority, but that's not.
I mean,
90%. I mean, and I don't think they want to make it too obvious. I mean, if they
They
if you
don't give a
this-
damn, bro.
I mean, yeah, but then they lose support.
They've lost support. They've lost more support in the past 2 years where people like you feel comfortable talking about this stuff, where before you never would have whispered this stuff. You would have said a word about this. And by the way, shout out to YouTube, shout out to the social media, and shout out to Donald Trump, who has made free speech a real issue. Because none of us would have said this before. None of us. No, absolutely. I used to call them Z's. I probably, about 10 years ago, I used to, be a little bit controversial with it. But what we see going on right now has never happened in history before, at least in American history. We're literally witnessing the people on the very top of the pyramid start getting taken out. They're losing power left and right. And my thing is, I think this is being allowed to happen because AI is the real danger right now. So they're basically opening the floodgates. So, okay, keep talking about this demon over here who's been running the show for about 60, 70 years. Hell, you could say he's been running the show since Napoleon lost Waterloo. You could fucking make that argument too. And now that there's a change in the guard, okay, we're going to open up the presses. We're going to open up the social medias. We're going to open up all this stuff. So you're fucking focusing on this over here, which is basically old news, when you should be focusing on AI over here. That's what I think that's going on. Why else would they let us talk about this stuff when they never did before?
Well, I think it could be because some people start talking about it, then they go too far. They'll saying like, kill all of them, or like 6 million wasn't enough, which is obviously fucked up. And
no. First of all, definitely, we're not talking about killing anybody.
I'm saying that's messed up. And when people go too far,
and the Holocaust did happen.
No, I know.
The Holocaust did happen. The only thing that we can argue about is the number. No one denies the Holocaust happened. The only thing we can say is, we disagree with the 6 million number. I think that's fair.
No, I'm saying when people...
I don't disagree. My black ass don't disagree with no 6 million, nothing than 6 million.
Not 6
on the
million
dot. Not one more, not one less. On the dot.
It was 6 million.
On the dot.
As we can see, the guy with the highest IQ at this table is the black man.
6 million.
I don't know about that.
No,
statistically, okay. We're not gonna go there.
You know what I like about that. You know what I like about that 6. You know, I like about that 6 number. What? John F. Kennedy was shot from the 6th floor. That tells me everything I need to know about who fucking pulled this off. All right, and those files came out, so they vindicated everything I said. Every single thing I said was been vindicated by the Trump administration. This is the greatest president in U.S. history. I think we could say this right now. He has done so much. Tom, am I wrong about this?
He's my favorite.
He's done, bro, the stuff he's done in the past week basically cut everyone's prescription drug prices. Obama went to war with that shit for 2 years and couldn't get it done. And Trump does it with the stroke of a pen. Such a powerful leader. The Pakistanis and the Indians want to start playing in their sandbox. They want to throw their toys at each other. Trump says enough, and they put their toys away.
Yeah,
that's a real fucking leader right there. He tells Zelensky and Putin, we're gonna meet in Turkey. That's what the fuck happens. This is a real fucking leader. And at the end of the day, he said, no one's telling me what to do. And right now, if you're Israel, and I want to talk to you guys as a Jewish man at this point. Yeah, we can bring that up.
Wait, what are you?
As a Jewish man, I want to bring this up. The people in Israel really need to make a decision right now, because you have a very ineffective prime minister in Benjamin Netanyahu. This man right now is the first sitting prime minister of Israel who does not get along with the U.S. president. At this point, if you're Mossad, at this point, if you're the IDF, at this point, if you're the citizen of Israel, it is in your best interest to remove Netanyahu. Because unless you do that, it's going to keep getting worse and worse, and the public support for Israel might be high among the 50 and above, the Mark Levin crowd. But, with the exception of Dom over here, there's a lot of people who are very upset with Israel right now and with Zionists right now. And I believe that Netanyahu being taken out of the prime minister office in a legal fashion would probably be the best way to move forward. Obviously, there's still a lot to be done. And I'm going to be very honest. I feel bad for the kids in Palestine. I really do. But I feel equally as bad for the kids in Ukraine. But, you know, no one gives a damn about the kids dying in Ukraine because they're, you know, kind of light skinned. No one gives a damn about them. And secondly, you know, the Muslims, they have a big presence online.
Yeah.
So, you know, when it comes down to it, if a Muslim dies, oh my God, it's the end of the world. But you got millions of white people dying in Ukraine. Oh, who cares?
Yeah, I remember posting a video poking fun at the Muslims, and oh my, I got flooded with DMs. All my comments were like, "Oh, it's fine if you make fun of the people, but that's where I draw the line. You can't make fun of us."
The thing is, and I found this out myself, nobody of a specific group enjoys being laughed at. Nobody. You even see now, like the white race right now, they're quote unquote fighting black fatigue. That only comes from quote unquote being laughed at, being taken as a joke, being disrespected, being treated with racism, and not white racism. I mean, racism against whites not being acknowledged for the past 10 years. They reacted in the most radical way. So people do react when they're attacked. I think any race, any skin color will attack back when they feel like they're threatened.
Why do you think 7% of the population, black men, commit about 55% of the crimes?
Well, that was engineered. I mean, shit, we used to not do it prior to 1964 Civil Rights Act. After the Civil Rights Act, everything went to shit. It was an infiltrated document.
Do you think that is a majority because of black culture, or do you think that's because...
Oh, it's definitely the culture. You can literally see what happens to white kids that quote unquote act black. They end up in jail or dead just like niggas do.
But is it mainly the culture, or is it mainly the absentee fathers? What is the main culprit?
I would say more so culture now, because we're seeing now there's more fathers in black lives now, especially with Gen Z. It's more black fathers in the lives now than ever in America. But you're still seeing a cultural problem. It's the culture. And you can definitely see it's the culture, because kids that's following streamers, they aren't even committing crimes, but kids that still are following the old models like rappers, they're still imitating the things that they see. So I think the cultural problem is a little bit stronger than even anything genetic.
What do you think it is? You're on YouTube.
I mean, it's definitely a culture problem. Like, obviously, that's part of it, but I don't think that's the whole thing, because, I mean, everyone's consuming the same culture, but why is it black people in particular who are the most affected?
No one can relate. Not everyone can relate to it. If you can relate to something, you can imitate it. White people don't necessarily try to imitate the culture.
It's definitely not because of poverty, because you have Japanese people who are living in poverty and they don't steal shit.
But as I stated, these black people were actually treated in a certain way, manipulated a certain way through years and years and years. And this isn't a cope. It's the truth. I mean, even white people now, they're saying that we feel white guilt, white guilt. Everyone could agree white guilt is propaganda.
I don't feel anything.
Exactly, but white guilt, no. But this is the thing. White people can look me in the eyes and say white guilt is propaganda that was played on them by the elites. So if whites can fall victim to that propaganda, what propaganda has been given to blacks for the last 40, 80, 60 years? If white people can fall victim to propaganda, blacks can too, especially if we have a lower IQ. So what the hell have they been doing us for years? They bombed our cities. They flooded our towns. Even Seneca Village. A lot of people don't know Central Park used to be a black village. They killed those niggas, pushed them out, and put trees up for the rest of the city so everyone could breathe. Lake Lanier. There's a reason why people drown in Lake Lanier every 2-3 months. There's a whole city under there. It's haunted. There's a lot of shit that they did to us when we were just fine by ourselves.
Talk about Black Wall Street. Talk about Tulsa.
Yeah, of course, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was even bombed, a lot of people don't know, by a Democrat governor. James B.A. Robinson called the National Guards to bomb their own city. The only place that bombs this place, United States, the land of the free, has never seen bombs until they bombed black towns. They launched military warheads on black cities just because we had prosperity. That's never been done. And so when people see Mexicans coming to this country, of course they're going to fucking pass us, because no one ain't touching Mexican yet. I ain't never seen a Mexican hang from a tree. I ain't never seen a Mexican get given syphilis. They've done a lot of shit to us, and it affects us to this day. And people are supposed to act like we're just going to move past it. If white people can feel guilty, what the fuck do we feel?
Okay. So now that after what he said, you saw the passion that he's talking with. Let me ask you this, man. What do you expect people to do when the black people did create a very prosperous community in Tulsa? It was black owned. Everything was operated by blacks. And then they literally took World War I planes and bombed that shit. and they did it because a black man was supposed to be getting with a white woman or something like that. Could you imagine what they do in today's day and age? Yeah. But like, what would you say to a guy like that who just brought all of this up?
I mean, I understand that point of view. I understand that a lot of stuff happened, like, whether it was like crack put into your cities or guns dropped off.
1980s.
But these things aren't small scenarios. No, people can address that and say, oh, I know that happened. But are we actually going to sit here and take the time to think of how much that affects people over time? If white people are being affected, we see a lot of homosexuality, et cetera, in America that's more prevalent now. And everyone says it's because of the influence, drag, et cetera. What has been pushed to us, if we can admit that it's affecting the white culture, why is it when it's the black culture we're responsible? If the elites are that powerful, how are they not as powerful to us?
No, I don't think people are saying. Maybe some people. We have
been engineered to be the biggest problem in America. We didn't start off that way. We are the biggest problem in this country, but we've been damn engineered to be.
Who was the biggest problem? If it's not, it wasn't you.
It was whites. They were making less money, and they had less population. They had less marriage participation. They had less participation.
What year are we talking about?
All of this was like 1963. After the Civil Rights Movement, JFK had a civil rights documentation that was completely different from LBJ. Do you know when JFK died that LBJ rewrote the Civil Rights Act? They redid the Civil Rights Act. It transitioned from black prosperity to black dependence. That's where the welfare state came up. That was never going to be implemented through JFK.
That's how the Democrats got the black man on the plantation.
They got us outside of the household because in order to get welfare, you had to be a single mother.
And make sure the man's out the house.
Yes.
Yeah. So that'll happen in the 60s.
All that
That's
stuff
true.
was integrated, but that is 1964. I still say to this day, the 1964 Civil Rights Act was the worst thing to happen to modern black people because that documentation itself was sabotage. It was a Trojan horse. It was a unified document to get us to depend on the government when we were so much better off depending on ourselves.
I mean, I understand that, but I mean, more recently, like in the past few decades.
You'll see some people like me rise outside of it, but I tell you, I see a ton of my friends that still can't because the propaganda is damn good. When you put billions and billions of dollars of culture, et cetera, into, like, bro, I'm influenced to be a criminal as soon as I come out the womb. Yes, I can say no, but there's a lot of niggas that's going to say yes if that's the first option. It's the first option. You got your parents telling you to be ignorant. You got the movies telling you to be ignorant. You got everyone but your teacher pretty much in your life, Papa Sleevey, your teacher or your preacher. Common humans aren't going to do the logical choice. They're going to do what's in front of them and what appears easy. If you're in a bad environment, you're going to do bad shit. You look at Brazil, etc. You even look at down in Indonesia. You look at these people and you look at their slums. They look a lot similar to blacks. They do the exact same crimes. We have been engineered to be the biggest problem in this country, but we were not a problem in this country until we were put this way. Hell, even slavery, the narratives about slavery are false. There were more of y'all as slaves than us. The term slaves was based on your people, Slavic. Yeah. You were cheaper than us because you couldn't last in the sun. We used to throw hay bales to them and white people would collapse. So yeah, niggas costed more. There were less black slaves than whites because black slaves costed more. That's like saying everyone in Miami has a Lamborghini. There's more Lamborghinis in Miami, but everyone doesn't have one.
Okay, let's talk outside of America. You made your point inside of America. Let's talk outside of America. Nigeria, probably one of the most corrupt countries in the world. Black dictated, black ran, black everything, man. So what's the problem over there? The family, or is it the religion, the Muslims versus the Christians over there?
Nigeria's fucked up for a lot of reasons. But listen, I'm Black American and Black American proud. Mm-hmm. I don't like Africa. I've said that. I don't fuck with Africa. I don't fuck with none of these. I'm a nationalist, man. I don't like Africa.
I respect that, man.
But I mean, they're not my people.
But I mean,
those are your people?
No, because listen, name a Black American that can find a grandmother and ask them what's their African tribe. But I promise you, almost every Black American could ask their grandmother and they can name their Native American tribe. There's not any Black American that has any grandparents that can recall of an African tribe.
These people in the chat mad, man.
I mean, I guess the question is then why are African countries so
they're fucked up? They were colonized. And I'm not saying the colonization what destroyed them.
Nigeria was not colonized.
We're fucked up. Africa, if you looked at the map of Africa prior to colonization, they had like 60% more countries. Once that was destroyed, their supply lines and their systems that they had, they just weren't intelligent enough to rebuild.
But it wasn't the white people who started going in the fields and catching the black people. It's the
No, them niggas sold
Nigerians.
themselves.
It was the Nigerians going enslaving weaker
But hey,
tribes and selling their
I'm
ass.
not up here taking from Nigerians. I don't fuck with Africa. They're stupid. Look, literally, my forehead isn't the same
But
as.
I get it. But what I'm trying to say is, you basically explained what the problem is in America with blacks.
Yeah.
I'm asking you if that's the only scenario, if it's culture, if it's all the bullshit that's been done to you. What's the issue in Nigeria then? Because they were the slave masters.
I mean, I could ask the same thing about places like Indonesia or Brazil.
You
Them
can.
niggas are poor and dumb. They're going to make poor and stupid choices.
Yeah, they're
People in Brazil are just as dangerous. Down in Indonesia, hell, where Ian Miles Cheong from, Malaysia. These people are criminals because they have nothing.
Are
They're
black
not that
Americans
intelligent.
the smartest blacks?
To me, fuck yeah. I believe so, yes.
Okay. I mean,
Who else can come out of slavery 200 years and become billionaires? Do you know that black Americans have the highest wealth out of any former slaves in this entire planet? No former slaves.
I mean,
has
every
generated-
race has been a slave at some point. Every race has been slave.
Well, I
at
can
some
say
point.
from any nation. The people that are enslaved in a nation.
Maybe modern history. Modern history, I think you can go back and say. We'll get to the chats in a second, man. We're having a good conversation.
Any of these current countries that has had blacks in the last, any slaves in the last 400 years, blacks specifically, or black Americans, and it's a new country. We were able to generate billions and millions in a newer country. And not many of them are, but there's a lot that beat the odds.
okay. Then if you're able to do it, someone like you and Fresh, why can't everyone else do that?
I could say the same thing about places like Brazil, Indonesia. Like I said, it's just not the easy option. That's
He's
the
born on
simple
the
answer.
23rd. This guy over here has
No,
certain.
I understand that
I
point.
I get it. That's why. I mean, if you were to get down to it, that's why, man. Listen, he outworks people. He just flat out outworks people, man. It is what it is. But listen, there's a big difference between a black man and an N.
Yeah.
I don't care how anyone feels about that shit. There's a big difference. I don't deal with N's. Okay? I don't. I deal with black people. And I don't give a fuck what you guys say. There's a big fucking difference, man. A black man you can grow with together. I can give Dom over here a vision and be like, yo, let's do this. Let's do this. This podcast was months in the making, bro. Mm-hmm. He had to move down here, so we had the vision. And he don't give a fuck about a vision. He just wants to come up today.
Yeah.
That's the mindset, man. Do you want to build or do you want to rob? That's what it comes down to. But I will say this. I grew up in the hood. I mean, I was called a wigger more than anything else when I was young, man. So it is what it is. I'm sure you're not surprised by that, Wood. But when it comes down to it, I want people to understand, man. I've seen people who are white act more black than, the biggest N in the hood. It's culture plays a big role, and he's right. The Civil Rights Act did destroy the black family. It did literally destroy these women. Like, they won't keep their legs closed now. Back in the day, it was a very solid family. But I mean, was Dr. Martin Luther King a help to the black community?
No.
Can we be honest about
Dr.
him?
Martin Luther King. Also, there's people in Miami that march with the King. So I was just with Laverne Spicer this morning, and she knows people that know the King personally.
Mm-hmm.
The King wasn't in any of those marches when people. So any of the marches where the dogs got put on people or the fire men were to put the water hose on them, the King wasn't in any of those.
Who was Dr. King's best friend and mentor?
Jacob Rothschild. Ain't it?
What was the black man who was hanging out with him all the time? Remember Clyde?
Davis? Hell no, I'm tripping. Not Clyde Davis.
No, that wasn't Clyde. I forgot who it was, but his best friend was a gay man.
I don't know that.
Yeah, Dr. King's best friend was a gay
I've
man.
heard that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
about
so
that.
it is what it is. Here, I'm gonna say this: Malcolm X was the only true black leader. He was the only true black. Take all the Muslim stuff aside, he was the only true black leader because the FBI and the Nation of Islam conspired to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
They literally conspired to kill him. So the plan was this: the Nation of Islam was basically providing. Well, he had his own security because he broke off from Louis Farrakhan and everything like that, Elijah Muhammad. So he had his own security, and the police stopped his security that day. They basically put him all in jail, and they told Malcolm, "Don't go on stage that day. You have no security." He still went on stage that day, and that's when Louis Farrakhan gave the order to take him out. So I don't give a fuck, man. And by the way, shout out to Louis Farrakhan for teaching me about the Federal Reserve in the 1990s before anyone. But brother, we know what you did. Yeah, exactly. A long time ago, bro. Bro, could you imagine back then? No one believed this stuff. Hey, I was a conspiracy theorist. I'm just like some fucking crazy guy who talks about Jekyll Island and all this other stuff, man. It's opened up so much. It's opened up so much where people like you feel confident enough to ask people about 6 million cookies, bro. That's how much it's opened up, bro. We'll get to the super chats in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Dom, do we have any more news to cover today?
Let's see. We have a few more things. I don't know. You might have a text too. Let's see. We have some more Diddy stuff. Bills, did you text, Gary? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we have this right here. Footage of Hollywood celebrities praising Diddy while going into detail about how extravagant his freak-off parties has started recirculating on the internet amid the Diddy trafficking trial.
Diddy parties.
Diddy once threw a party on a jet flying around the world. Now, it started on a Tuesday. It somehow ended on the previous Sunday. I don't know how he did that.
Now that I'm engaged, I've decided to slow down a little. 3 Diddy parties a week. Maybe 4. Not including the weekends.
Well, I remember one day we went to this Diddy party. What happened? Lil Jon forgot his pimp cup. Yep. D-Rock went to Diddy and asked if he had a pimp cup Lil Jon can borrow. And he had a whole bunch of pimp cups. He had a pimp set.
It's hard to say which is more off the hook. A Diddy party or a Diddy after party. Or a Diddy after party, which is basically a pre-party for the next Diddy party.
I used to want to go to a Diddy party.
I still want to go.
But I don't anymore, but I used to really want to
After
go.
all this, you still want to go.
Bro, lit, man.
Like a once in a lifetime experience. I mean,
And you're worried about people kissing the wall. Do you want to go to a Diddy party, bro?
it's just a party.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think LeBron James said, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party."
Yeah,
He did. Are you going to go with LeBron James or Justin Bieber?
Both.
You're wild, bro.
He wild.
You're wild, bro. You're wild, bro. Wow, bro.
No, I remember I saw a clip of 50 Cent. He was on some podcast and he said, Diddy asked him, "Can I take you shopping?" Yeah. I mean, I wish Diddy asked me to take me shopping.
Yo,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
You gotta go. You gotta go, bro.
I mean, I don't know what I'm saying.
Enough. I'm going double mic now, bro. Enough. You're in timeout, bro. You're in timeout. God damn, bro. Yo, this was an experience right here, bro. Is this your first podcast or second? Second. You think you're gonna have you think you're gonna have a third after this performance, bro? But you're gonna have a lot of clips. That's all that matters, man. Anyways, let's go to the readings, man. Let's finish these up. No, I didn't. 12/17/1993. What should I do in my career? Should I continue dating a girl born 2/23/1995? Well, I mean, she's 6/23/1995. Well, I mean, she's hot. She's born on the 23rd. So does it really matter what I'm going to tell you? She's also a gold digger. She's an 8, and she's born on the 23rd. She's also born in the pig year. You're born on the 17th, so you probably got a bag. You see how all this stuff connects real quick? This guy has a bag. He's born on the 17th, and she's a gold digger.
Yeah.
Should you be with them? Be with her? Hell no. This is your enemy year, so just being around your enemy sign or having sex with with someone in their enemy year probably ain't a good thing.
It can bring you down.
Oh yeah, 100%.
My ex was in her enemy year, like I told you before I moved here, and it was just, she left me, but things got so much better. I hate to admit it, but she's a pig. You know, we interviewed her snake, so that's how the things go.
So I mean, listen, I'm not here to give you good news. I'm going to tell you the truth. Yeah, you should get rid of her. What you should do as a career, probably real estate. I think you do best in real estate. All right, who's the next one?
Mel 10/17/1982. My wife 4/27/1987. Everything I envision, I can make it reality since I was a kid. Everything I ever wanted, I have, and financially well. The only thing I want in life is to heal my special needs daughter.
And do we have a birthday for your special needs daughter?
It doesn't look he might have to comment.
Yeah, comment on the bottom. We'll get back to this one. Comment on the bottom who your special needs daughter is.
The birthday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do this one.
What's the significance of males being sevens? In a bloodline, grandfather 119, 1931, father 1128, 1966. Goodness, is a lot. Firstborn, 0222, 1990.
Stop right there. Stop right there. I'm not a fucking machine. Okay? I'm not a fucking machine. Now, I can do a birthday. I can do 2. I'm not a fucking machine that can analyze 5, 6 birthdays at once. So I apologize. Okay? I understand. So let's go through these one by one and we'll do some analysis because god damn, bro. They think All right, let's start with the man.
It's 119, 1931. It's his grandfather. The father, 1128, 1966. Firstborn, 0222, 1990.
Okay, so we have all 7s there. What common denominator do we have in all of those? Let me try to take a look over here. Oh, go back to that one, bro. Yep. Let's see. Okay, we have one who's born on the 28th. Probably the most financially successful, but we got another master number born on the 22nd. Then we have a 7 and we have a 19. So I'm going to assume by the great-grandfather being born on the 19th, he probably had some setbacks in life, especially financial. He probably had to travel quite a bit, but he was doing it more as a poor person. And then the kid was born and he started making more money. The other kid was born. We have a 22nd over here, that child. So he was pretty much going to build off what the other father had, who was born on the 28th. And let's see, we got twins. Oh, wow, you got other people who were born on the 22nd. So when 2 people in the same family are born on the same day, that means they have a past life connection. But the fact that they're born both on the 22nd, very, very strong bloodline with, because like most people don't know this, my grandmother was a 22 life path. Sometimes it skips a generation. You know, my grandmother was a 22 and she's born on the same exact day as me.
Oh, wow.
January 7th. And she was a 22 and then I'm 33. So sometimes that stuff does run in the family. But if you see all 7s, then maybe relationships aren't what you're supposed to pursue in this life, especially the whole bloodline. Maybe what you guys are supposed to pursue as a bloodline is occult knowledge. When I look at all those birthdays and all those master numbers, I would say it's in the bloodline. So I would pursue the occult as much as possible if I were you guys. Find the right teacher. It doesn't necessarily have to be me. But if it's not, you're going to cause yourself issues down the road. So it is what it is. Aren't you happy you found me as your teacher, as a numerologist? You'll have your mic back. You better say nice things. They're going to take it away again.
Of course. Of course I'm glad. Because okay, I can't say that. We're on YouTube. I'm trying to control myself. I'm sorry. But yeah, I am glad. I'm glad you have a lot of good things. Good things to learn about.
All right, let's go to the next person.
Okay.
Am I going to regret giving you that microphone?
No, I'll behave.
Uh-huh. For the daughter?
Oh, okay. Let's go back to that one. Let me read the original question. So, special needs daughter. Oh, wow. She's an 8 life path. If she's special needs and an 8 life path, it's most likely has to do with karma. I'm sorry to tell you this, sir. Let's go back to his birthday now. 10/17. Oh, wow. Look it up if that's a dragon. Can someone look up if 2/1/2012 is a dragon? I think we already know what the problem is. See, the dad's a dog.
Oh. Good catch.
Yeah, bro. Unfortunately,
dragon.
Yeah. Unfortunately for rich people, one thing I've seen time after time again, I'll bring up Howard Stern. He's a snake and he had a pig daughter who hates him and stuff like that. A lot of times when you have a kid who's an enemy sign, sometimes illnesses and sicknesses come. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to upset you, sir. But at the end of the day, you're born on the 17th. That's an 8 too. And I know you want to do everything you can to help this person. I get it, man. I really do. But this has to do with past lives. This is not just this one. This has to do with past lives. So I'm not exactly sure what to tell you. I'm not going to give you medical advice, but I can assure you this has to do with past lives. You have a child that's an enemy sign. These things are common when that type of stuff happens. The thing is, sir, at least now you know why. I don't like doing stuff like that, guys. I don't like doing stuff like that. I get no joy out of telling people shit like that. But here's the difference between me and everyone else. I'm not going to lie to people. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. Who's next?
Was that it? Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yep, we did. All right, we can start wrapping this stuff up. I appreciate it. Why'd you start laughing?
No, nothing. I saw a funny comment.
It's all good, man. What's the over/under? How many times they called me a Mossad agent in that chat?
I didn't see any.
You know, they still blaming me for you saying all the positive stuff about Israel.
I think they starting to let it go. I think they're starting to see that you don't have anything to do with it.
Everyone blames me, man. Everyone blames me, man. Anyways, you know, this is a special moment in the 305 podcast. This is the first time this podcast started since Fresh made an early exit that we have white people outnumbering black people on this show. So I just wanted to point that out. You know, but then again, he doesn't even consider me a white person. So, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Wow.
Dom deserves reparations after this podcast.
Oh, this is wow.
Is it coming out of your pocket?
Hell no.
I mean, you're gonna make me. You're gonna make me.
I'm gonna make
out
you.
Of my,
okay,
yeah.
there you go. There you go. Give me that microphone. This has been a 305 podcast.
All right.
I hope you enjoy this crazy. I'm not sure we're gonna have this guy back on, but I will say this, man. I'm very impressed with what you did, bro. I'm just not gonna give you the microphone back to talk, but I am very impressed with what you did, man. This has been 305. Anything you want to say before we go down?
Nothing. Just thanks for Stuart stopping by. I'm sure he's like, wow. These niggas wild.
Yo, it's like, what the hell was this, bro?
Yeah. Well, I told him I was going to show him,
we
all
actually get
parts.
views. Like, he's sitting back there, like, we get millions of views, man. Like, on TikTok and IG, I literally got, like, 9 billion views in, like, 2.5 years, man. I know it sounds like a joke because, like, I'm not the best-looking dude in the world. But think about it this way, guys. All you guys were like, yo, I'm a pretty boy. I'm better looking. I'm smarter than Gary. Why are you watching me? You get it? With all your advantages, you're still fucking behind me.
You piss him off.
Bye-bye.